I was diagnosed with bowel cancer in November 2008, and chemotherapy started on New Year's Eve, 31st of December 2008. I was treated at my local chemotherapy unit, and the course was 4 cycles of 3 weeks, a total of 12 weeks. One Sunday I had a pain in the lower abdomen. I took some paracetamol and the pain subsided, but didn't go away completely. I decided not to telephone the hospital because it was a Sunday. On the Monday the pain was still there, and I did telephone the hospital. I was advised to see my GP. I made an appointment to see him later that afternoon. He took my temperature, which was over 38 degrees, and he told my wife to take me directly to the medical assessment unit at the local hospital. I arrived and booked in there at 6:30 p.m. The usual bloods and observations were taken, and I spent the night there. The next morning I was discharged by a doctor who told me that my temperature had returned to normal and the blood tests had not shown any infection. I had been warned about neutropenic sepsis, but this experience, particularly the prompt action of my GP and the notices and pamphlets which were available at MAU, persuaded me that if I even felt slightly unwell in the future, I would telephone the hospital straight away, even on a Sunday. I realized that my reluctance to telephone the hospital at a weekend was because I felt that I wouldn't be answered by someone who knew me, and I wouldn't be able to talk to one of my chemotherapy nurses. I now realize that anyone who answers that telephone line would give me the same advice, and that the important thing is that in case of infection, antibiotic treatment is started as soon as possible. I was lucky. I did not have an infection. Perhaps if I had, there might have been a different outcome.